Grandma, why do you always smell kind of funny, even after your shower? Helen Turner froze. It was her 6-year-old granddaughter who said it, softly, innocently, while reaching for a cookie in the kitchen. The words were like a pinprick to the heart. Not meant to hurt, but they did. Deeply. Helen had always taken pride in being clean. Her morning routine never changed. A warm shower, fresh clothes, a touch of lavender perfume behind her ears. Her house smelled like cinnamon and coffee. Everything was in order, or so she thought, but lately her granddaughter had stopped curling up in her lap. She'd lean away during hugs. And now this. That night, Helen lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, wondering, is there something I'm missing? Why do I smell different? And maybe you felt that too. You shower every day. You wear clean clothes. You try your best to stay fresh. But still, there's something. A faint odor that lingers. A quiet discomfort that creeps in, not just around others, but inside your own skin. Let me tell you this, it's not your fault. It's not about hygiene, and it's not something you have to live with, because once you understand what causes it and how a few overlooked habits can quietly shape how we smell, you'll finally be able to take back control. This is the truth no one told us about aging. But today, that changes. Let's talk about something most people never explain. Why body odor becomes more noticeable as we get older. It all starts with a natural compound called 2-nonenal. You may have never heard of it, but chances are you've smelled it. It has a slightly musty, greasy scent, like old paper or stale fabric, and is produced naturally by the body as we age. 2-nonenal forms when fatty acids in our skin break down through a process called oxidation. This isn't caused by poor hygiene. It's just a side effect of time, hormones, and skin changes. And the tough part? It doesn't wash away easily with regular soap or water. As we grow older, our skin becomes thinner and drier, and our oil glands, especially the ones in our scalp, behind our ears, under our arms, start to work differently. They don't stop, but they change. Dead skin cells shed more slowly, natural oils stay on the surface longer, and bacteria, they love that combination. Even if you shower daily, these changes can quietly create pockets of odor, especially in areas we often miss. Behind the ears, the folds under the breasts, the belly button, the inner thighs, between the toes. These areas are warm, dark, and often stay damp longer than we think. That makes them the perfect place for odor-causing bacteria to thrive without us even realizing it. So if you've ever wondered, why do I still smell a little off even when I've done everything right? You're not alone, and you're not doing anything wrong. This isn't about being unclean. It's about being unaware of the places time teaches us to ignore. And the good news is, once you know where to look and what to do, that persistent scent can be reduced or even eliminated starting today. Not with harsh chemicals, not with scrubbing until your skin hurts, but with small, loving adjustments in how you care for your body. Because you don't need to fight your biology, you just need to understand it. If we ignore this, if we keep thinking, oh well, it's just part of getting older, then something subtle but painful begins to happen. You start to hold back. You hesitate to lean in for a hug. You pull your arms in a little tighter when someone sits next to you. You stop offering to hold your grandchild because last time they wrinkled their nose. It's not always something people say out loud. Most won't mention it at all, but their body language does. They shift a little further away on the couch. They speak with warmth, but don't come quite as close. And deep down you feel it. Not because you're sensitive, but because you still care. And when these small moments repeat, day after day, week after week, you start to retreat. Not just physically, but emotionally. You avoid gatherings. You make excuses to skip church, family dinners, that friend's birthday lunch. You stay home more, not because you want to, but because you're afraid of being noticed for the wrong reason. And that quiet withdrawal, it doesn't just affect how others see you. It begins to reshape how you see yourself. You start to feel invisible, older than you are, disconnected, unwanted, even if no one means to make you feel that way. But here's what I want you to hear loud and clear. This is not who you are. And it doesn't have to be your story. Because when you understand what's happening and how simple it is to fix, you can get that closeness back, that ease, that freedom to show up, hug tight, and laugh loud without second guessing how you smell. You deserve that. And it's more within reach than you think. Let's take a deeper look into the small habits that might be quietly working against your sense of comfort and confidence. Not because you've done anything wrong, but because no one ever told you what your skin truly needs as you grow older. First, let's talk about how we shower. Most of us step into warm water, let it rinse over our skin, and trust that we're clean. But here's the truth. Running water isn't enough. As we age, the top layer of our skin doesn't shed as efficiently. Dead skin cells start to cling, especially in areas where we don't scrub. These cells mix with sweat and natural oils, and that combination becomes the perfect recipe for body odor, even when we're freshly showered. Think about the areas we often forget: behind the ears, the back of the neck, under the breasts, the belly button, between the toes, places that don't feel dirty but trap moisture and warmth. And bacteria love those conditions, so here's what you can do, starting today. Use a soft, clean washcloth or your fingertips and gently clean those spots. Focus on the folds, the creases, the corners. Use warm water and a mild, fragrance-free soap that won't strip your skin. You don't need to scrub hard, just slow down and be intentional. Have you noticed any of these spots being overlooked in your own routine? Think about it. When was the last time you actually washed behind your ears? And after cleansing, don't rush the drying process. Moisture is invisible, but the bacteria it encourages, that's what causes the smell. When we leave areas like under the arms or in the groin even slightly damp, the warmth becomes a breeding ground. It's like giving odor-causing microbes an open invitation. So instead, take an extra minute. Use a clean, dry towel. Pat, don't rub. Don't. Pay special attention to under the breasts, the belly folds, between the legs, and behind the knees. Even a few extra seconds can change how your skin feels for the rest of the day. Let's not forget the belly button. It's small, but it matters. Over 2,000 species of bacteria have been found in the human navel. Sweat, dust, lint, all of it settles there silently. If you've ever caught a mysterious smell and couldn't find where it came from, this could be the source. Take a damp cotton swab, clean inside gently once or twice a week, and dry the area completely. Have you ever cleaned your belly button on purpose? Be honest. Now let's move upward to the scalp. Shampooing your hair isn't the same as washing your scalp. And many people don't realize that the scalp itself can develop buildup, especially with age, medication, and less natural oil turnover. If you wear hats, wigs, or scarves often, that's even more reason to be intentional here. So the next time you shampoo, pause. Use the pads of your fingers, not your nails, and gently massage your scalp. Focus on the hairline, the crown, the base of the neck. Let the shampoo sit for 30 seconds before rinsing. This helps break down oil and product residue that could otherwise linger and cause odor. Do you think your shampoo is truly reaching your scalp or just the hair? Now let's talk about something even more personal, the groin and inner thighs. This is where heat, friction, and sweat collide. As skin softens with age, it folds more easily, and those folds trap moisture. Add tight underwear, synthetic fabrics, and a few hours of sitting, and odor becomes almost inevitable. Here's a better way. When you shower, gently wash this area using warm water and mild soap. Focus where the thighs meet the pelvis, especially in the creases. Dry the area completely. Don't rush. If you tend to sweat more, consider using a talc-free, fragrance-free powder to keep things dry throughout the day. And wear breathable cotton underwear. Think about your current routine. Are you giving this area the attention it needs? Another habit that might be sabotaging your freshness, rewearing house clothes or pajamas. We often think, I didn't go out today, so they're still clean. But your body still sweats, and that sweat stays in your clothes even when you don't feel it. Odor builds up slowly on the fabric, then back onto your skin. Make it a point to change clothes daily, especially undergarments and anything that touches the skin directly. Use natural fabrics when possible and let your skin breathe. Ask yourself, how many days do you typically wear the same set of sleepwear? And finally, we need to talk about fragrance. Many people try to mask odor with perfume or body spray. But here's what most don't realize. When scent is layered over unclean skin, it doesn't help. It combines with the odor, creating a heavier, sourer smell. The result? You might think you smell better, but others notice something else. So if you love using scent, keep it as the final step. Clean first. Dry well. Then apply a light, natural fragrance if you choose. It will smell cleaner and it will stay with you longer. So let me ask you, honestly, have any of these habits shown up in your own routine? Have you been unknowingly doing something that might be holding you back from feeling your freshest self? If you're nodding yes, that's not a failure. That's just awareness, and awareness gives you power. I'd love to know, what's one small change you're going to start with today? Share it in the comments or simply take a quiet moment to say it out loud to yourself. I choose to care for my body fully and kindly, because this isn't about chasing youth. It's about reclaiming comfort, about feeling free in your own skin without apology. And yes, it's about finally getting that full, deep hug again without holding back. You've spent a lifetime taking care of others. You've wiped tears, packed lunches, held hands through heartbreaks, and stayed up when others were asleep. You've been the calm in chaos, the shoulder to lean on, the voice of reason when the world got loud. And now, in this season of your life, something shifts. You have the chance, the right to turn that same kind of care inward. Caring for your body isn't vanity. It's not about trying to be younger or chasing something lost. It's about dignity, about respect, about the quiet pride that comes from knowing you are clean, you are comfortable, and you are still fully here. Because freshness isn't just for the young. It's for the wise, for the brave, for those who've lived enough life to know what truly matters. When you feel clean, you feel lighter, you walk taller, you smile wider, you reach for that hug instead of holding back. And maybe, just maybe, you stop whispering to yourself that this is just how aging goes. And start remembering that how you age is still always up to you. Smelling fresh isn't about impressing anyone. It's about feeling good in your skin again. It's about peace. It's about presence. It's about finally recognizing that you deserve your own care as much as you've given it to others. So don't let this just be another tip or trick you scroll past. Let it be the moment you reclaim something simple and powerful, because you're not fading, you're evolving, and you are still so worthy of feeling whole, vibrant, and seen. Today we walk through 7 small habits, tiny changes that, when practiced with care, can transform the way you feel in your own body. We talked about the hidden places where odor begins, not because of poor hygiene, but because of the quiet ways our bodies shift as we age. And we shared simple, gentle steps to bring back that sense of freshness, confidence, and ease. But more than anything, we reminded ourselves of something deeper, that you deserve to feel good, not someday, not if someone tells you so, but now. So let me ask you, of all the habits we explored today, which one made you stop and think, oh, I've been missing that? Maybe it was the way you dry off after a shower, or maybe it was realizing your scalp needs love too. If any part of this video spoke to you, I'd love for you to comment below. I choose freshness, confidence, and self-respect. Say it out loud. Type it if you're ready. This is your moment to take that care back into your hands. And if there's someone you love, a parent, a partner, a friend who might need this gentle reminder, send them this video. Sometimes all it takes is one small shift to help someone feel more like themselves again. If you felt seen today, if something here made you breathe a little easier, smile a little softer, please consider liking this video, subscribing, and joining us again. We're building a space where aging is embraced, not feared, where self-care is honored, not rushed, and where wisdom walks hand in hand with dignity, because aging isn't the end of freshness or confidence or love. It's the beginning of a deeper, kinder chapter, and you don't have to walk it alone. We're right here with you. Until next time, stay well, stay proud, and stay wonderfully, beautifully you.